It is such a humbling moment to be part of this year's Sweet Sound, representing this awe-inspiring organization as its new CEO. I look forward to building on the vital foundation that founding executive director Arlene Rems implemented 14 years ago when she uniquely positioned Gateways to fill a need in the Jewish community for children of all abilities to have access to Jewish education. I love the theme of this Sweet Sounds, building an inclusive community. It is an especially poignant and powerful theme when you consider that this program is happening with all of us in our separate spaces, and yet we are together as a community. While I've only been living in the Boston area for the last 7 years, I actually have deep family roots here. My grandparents lived here, my mother grew up here, and my family was very close to the Rav Soloveitchik, who was a giant of Torah thought and a leader in Jewish education. When the Rav talked about community, he said, "The community is not just an assembly of people who work together for their mutual benefit. The individuals belonging to the community complement one another existentially. Each individual possesses something unique, rare, which is unknown to others. Each individual has a unique message to communicate, a special color to add to the communal spectrum. Each individual contributes something which no one else could have contributed. Each individual is irreplaceable." To me, this is the essence of what we need to understand when we talk together about building an inclusive community. We each have something special that we contribute to the whole. Without any one of us, the community would be incomplete. As a person with a disability, as a parent of a child with a disability, I see Gateways as a fundamental path for us to be an existential part of the community. Without it, without us, the community would be bereft, would be found lacking. This is why we must have choices available to children with different learning needs, to children with disabilities, to children with mental health challenges. If we can't provide a way for our children to grow up learning our Jewish heritage, our Jewish tradition, our Jewish values, then our entire community suffers. There's a beautiful thing that's been happening around this virtual Sweet Sounds. Since we aren't able to be physically together, various Gateways board members and friends have been hosting what we've been calling Sweet Salon, intimate parlor meetings by Zoom with anywhere from 10 to 25 or 30 people, a mix of long-standing Gateways families and friends, and people who may have only heard of Gateways but never really knew anything about it. There's been a sharing of personal Gateways stories, from students coming of age through our B'nai Mitzvah program to children who were able to attend Jewish day school while receiving the services they need, from educators benefiting from the professional development Gateways provides, to teens describing how their Gateways volunteer experiences impacted how they embraced inclusion and even chose career paths reflecting this. We have more Sweet Salons coming up in December. I hope you'll join us for one. The Rav said it better than I certainly ever could. It is a privilege and a pleasure to belong to such a prayerful, charitable, teaching community which feels the breath of eternity. On this eve of Thanksgiving, I give my personal thanks for being in this new role with Gateways at this moment in time, to join with each of you in continuing to build this inclusive community. Thank you. Thank you for sharing in this moment together, for your support, for your friendship as we look ahead to Gateways' future.